Hello, Randy Pischel here, also known as Star Thinker, and I'm at work. I'm actually dead in the water tonight, and there's a big shipment behind me. But yeah, our corporate servers went down. We have like 33 email servers, so we're not sure what's going on. So I fully intend this video will probably get interrupted before I can get through it because even though I sent out notices and messages, someone's bound to call me and say, "Hey, I can't get email." Um, but yeah, email our single sign-on servers are down. I can't access some of our security servers. Everything I need to do my job, basically. So I'm just like, I can't even see my tickets. I can't see, because I work night, so I have to send out like 10, 15 emails a night asking people, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? I need this password. I need that computer. I need this information. Then the next night I come in and hopefully half of those people would have answered me. And that's kind of what I base my nightly work on. But without email, I got none of that. And without tickets, I got none of that. And without Skype, I got none of that. I've lost contact with our users in India. I am the tech support for our Indian branch as well because they work days while I'm at night. So anyway, very strange situation. But today I solidified my plans a little bit more, and I'm so excited just to have a vacation. And I love to drive. I love to spend time in my car, just driving around. Last time I drove halfway across Nebraska on back roads, and went into Denver, and I verified, all the boots on the ground stuff in Denver is still there and active and stuff. So, I plan on doing that again, but I'm hoping this time. Last time I didn't spend a day at the museum, but I'm just hoping. God, I missed the museum, and we were talking about it. And spend a day at the museum, and then I'm going up to. I found a place called Outlaw Cave, and everything I look at it online just looks like a really cool place to camp. It's an unimproved campground. There's no showers or nothing there. So I'm going to go do that. And, I guess that's about it. Oh, no, there was one more thing. So after camping there for a couple days, it depends on like how long I spend in Denver and how long I spend driving. Because sometimes I'll just drive aimlessly. I might drive for a day or two just driving around the mountains and sleeping in my car and eating bologna and stuff. But yeah, once I get done camping, I'm going to West Yellowstone. There's a meet up there, and we'll see what happens there. And meet up at a picnic. So I'm just really excited that that's all coming to fruition. But it raised a mystery. So I was going through when I started the Valentine Goose channel. If you go back to some of my very first videos, that was my very first trip. And that's the reason it was called Valentine Goose, because I went to Valentine, Nebraska because I found out a whole bunch of my family members, my ancestors settled there. There's an actual Pischel cemetery. There's an actual Pischelville. There's a Pischel Creek. So I went and I did some photo ops. I did some cool, crazy things. I mean, I sat in a cemetery and drank whiskey with one of my ancestors. It was just really a neat trip. But then I planned to go to my favorite Goose Creek camping area and trails, but my car broke down, and I was a little bit leery on taking my car up into the mountains. And I spent a day and a half in an abandoned parking lot in an abandoned store. I think it was a Radio Shack. But yeah, I to get to the part that was broke, I had to take half my engine apart, and so I was hoping someone wouldn't come up and say, "Hey, move your car," because I literally couldn't at that point. And then it was a Sunday, so I had trouble finding the part I needed, and then I ended up making my own part, and that's all the videos. You'll see the videos with me holding the wires up. So I never got around to fixing it, but it's held up for a year, and I've been through some rough stuff. So Another thing I noticed about those videos was you can really hear my broken strut. I was watching the video that created the mystery I'm going to talk about, and I'm driving on the highway, and you can just hear thump, 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 thump. You can hear that broken strut, and because it just wasn't attached to anything, so it was just bouncing around. And yeah, and I had intended to do boots on the ground for Forest Fen literally the week before it was found. My plans were to go out the next week, and then it was found, so I canceled my vacation. So this is my uncanceled vacation. I had the choice to do it before Labor Day or after Labor Day, because the week of Labor Day, everyone with seniority over me picks that week, and so I don't get to take the short weeks off. But the week after was the Denver Rock and Mineral Show, and I just love that. But I'm so broke. I know if I'd gone there, I would have bankrupted myself. They have stuff there that you just would not believe, and it's grown so big that it's spread all over the city of Denver now. But my God, they have the best rocks and minerals you'll ever see, and I can go on and on about that, but I'm trying not to. So I thought, well, I'll do the week before Labor Day, and then that way I can attend the meetup. I'll just make sure I'm up in that area during the meetup time. I'm not sure if I'll make Bullwinkles that night. It depends on if I can get a hotel room or not. But we'll see what happens. But I was looking at one of my videos, and I remember when I was coming through Nebraska the first time, I'd finally gotten on I-80, and there was this black cloud, and I've done a lot of storm chasing in my day, but I've never seen a tornado ever, like with my own eyes. So I was looking for a place to get off the highway because it was like off to the north of the highway, and I got off the highway, I turned north, but I got distracted by this awesome scrapyard that had airplanes and yachts in the middle of Nebraska. These great big yachts, cars from everything from Model Ts. I saw modern Corvettes in there, and everything in between. And you just have to watch the video. It's just really bizarre. And then I drove into a town where they have, I don't know if this is common. I think I asked if this is common, and some people said, well, they've seen it before. But the parking, instead of parking along the curbs, the parking was in the middle of the street. So you actually parked in the middle of the street. You got out of your car and you crossed the street to whichever way you were going. And not only that, and I was just like taken aback at this. I've never seen anything like that before. And not only that, but I'd gotten there at the end of a parade, and I literally somehow I turned onto the parade route behind the parade. And I don't know, I still to this day don't know what it was, but they were all wearing matching yellow shirts, and they were all carrying hammers and saws, and there was bleachers set up, and I'm like driving behind this, and I spotted a float or two off in the alleyway. So the parade was just got over, and I somehow ended up, there's people still coming out of the bandstands. I'm like, I just came into the end of a parade. And I was still looking for, at this point I was looking for a gas station, and it was just really bizarre. But I get these vibes because, when I'm in the woods alone, especially when I'm deep in the Rockies, and I've always gone alone, you get scared of things, and I think that's natural and that's perfectly healthy. But especially like when the sun goes down, your mind goes crazy, and there's the normal things to be scared of, like Bigfoot and werewolves, and monsters and stuff. And of course, I've spent the year and a half since then watching spooky videos on YouTube, like literally, because I came back on the night shift, and that's all I do on the night shift is I watch paranormal videos. So now there's like shadow people and rakes and all these weird creatures that didn't exist in my mind back then. Still got the Bigfoot and werewolves and Mothman and other things you see at night. But those kind of fears I can kind of like, sure, they run away from time to time, and I'm like looking and I'm listening to every twig snap. But the other fears are the real fears. You can get gored by an elk or a mountain goat or a bear or a bobcat. I've never encountered a bobcat. I've encountered bears, and it's really unnerving when you're in the woods by yourself and 7 miles from the nearest road, and off trail, and you see a bear, you're thinking, okay, well, and one time I got bit by something that like literally laid me out on the ground, and I just still don't know what that was, but I somehow survived that. So, um, but on top of that, one of the things I get worried about more than anything are the people. And I've always assumed, people are nice and to be trusted, some until they prove otherwise. But when I'm sitting in my campground, usually about sunset, you'll hear gunshots. It's just like, I hate to say a war zone because I've been near war zones and that's horrible. But it's just like constant gunfire, and it's from all these. It's usually like, because it was closer to Denver where this area is. It's usually people from Denver, and they drive up there and they bring all their guns because it's legal to shoot in the parks, and as long as you're not shooting towards the road or something. But you just sit there and you just hear people, like, you could tell, like, if they fire 6 shots as rapidly as they can, they're just emptying a pistol, or you can tell if they're racking a gun because it's like bang, 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 and they're racking a gun as fast as they can, and they're just shooting at random. It's not anything. They're not target shooting or anything. It's just random shooting. So I'm always leery about sitting there and having some pickup truck come pulling up and just getting shot, and that worries me more than animals. And there's just a vibe, and every time a car would go by the campsite or something, my skin would perk up, because that is my fear more than the animals and more than seeing a werewolf. It's just, and sometimes people pull in, they're like, hey, you gonna be camping here tonight? And I'm just like, I don't carry a gun, but I do carry a knife, and I'd have my hand on my knife. I'm like, yeah, I planned on being here tonight. And if they asked, I probably would have shared the area, but they're like, oh yeah, we'll go down to the next one, because there's these little pull offs off the road that people just pull off, and that's where you camp. I know there's an actual Goose Creek campground with primitive toilets, and that's about it. But I always hiked about a mile up the road from the actual Goose Creek, but still in the Goose Creek area, and it's by Cheeseman Lake. It's just a place where a lot of the city folks go out for the weekend. But because of my job that I had time, I could go up on Monday and there'd be absolutely nobody there, and I'd be the only person. And but still at night you hear bang, 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 bang. Like, what the hell, man? And so I can't go that way, because if I'm going up to Wyoming to go to that way, it's like the completely opposite direction. And I haven't decided if I wanted to do that yet or not, but I might, because I didn't, like I said, that was the goose part of my Valentine Goose, and I didn't get to fulfill that last time. I also did some secret missions that I can't talk about, things I always wanted to do down by the La Junta area, in the desert. And up in Wyoming, one of the reasons I found this campground was because it's dark. According to the light pollution map, this is going to be really, really dark. So there's that. But let me get back to the town. So the town, even here in Iowa, I'll go on a day trip, and I'll be in a town where it's just like, you get this vibe. Like, you pull in the town, you're kind of hungry, and you see a cafe, and you're wondering, like, how can this cafe support such a small town? It's, how can they make money? And I end up thinking, no, I'm not stopping there. You just get this vibe, like, I'm going to walk in, and the locals are going to stare at me and then feed me to the corn or something. And it's just a weird vibe. I am afraid of people. I'm afraid of getting shot or I'm not so much afraid of getting beat up, but I'm afraid of losing my car and getting kidnapped. It's an irrational fear, I know. But I thought, I'd go back to this town because it was a fairly good-sized town, and I can't find it. I literally can't find it. So in my video, I don't say where it is or what the town name is. And so I knew it was like somewhere in the second half of Nebraska, and I literally went on Google Earth and went down the highway, and I can't find it. And I'm racking my brain thinking, where was this town? I know it was in Nebraska, and I know it was the second half of Nebraska, because I took back roads to hit 80, and then I was on I-80 when this happened. So I'm just absolutely stumped. I literally, before I came to work tonight, spent about 2 hours on Google Maps going back and forth up and down I-80 trying to find, because I got off the exit, I saw the scrapyard, and then I went around this big bridge because there's a river that goes along the highway on the north side, and I went across this big bridge across the river, and it circled around, and then there was the town, and I cannot find anywhere that matches this in my memory. So it's just, and I know I would see the scrapyard with the airplanes in it from Google Maps, and I don't see anything like that. It's just bizarre. I can't find it, and so it's a big mystery. So if you know Nebraska and you know of anywhere where there was a scrapyard, and I'm not talking little Cessnas or anything. I'm talking these were big passenger airlines, with twin engines, twin prop engines on the wings, the kind Indiana Jones got on. These are great big passenger airplanes, and then yachts, big yachts. I'm talking ocean-sized yachts. These aren't Great Lake-sized yachts. So I can't find it, and it's just driving me insane. So since everything is down, I think I might just go and try it again. But yeah, that's a big mystery. If I can find it, I think I'll make a point to stop there, because I don't know, I haven't decided. And that's one of the nice things about this vacation is I haven't decided anything. But I do plan on going to Denver, visiting a few areas, make sure the token's still there. And then I would like to spend some time in the museum. It's been a long time since I've been there. Maybe I did stop in the last time I was there, but maybe this time I'll go to the art museum, because the art museum was always a lot of fun. I thought about visiting some of the bookstores. There's the Tattered Cover. There's a couple of really good used bookstores in Denver, and they're kind of popular because they turned them into coffee shops and stuff. And I thought about just visiting them and just touching base with them and seeing if there's a way to do a promotion or something. Yeah, and I'm already going through my camping gear. Like I said, I don't plan on hiking, but I'm going to prep for hiking. Half my camping gear is my first aid kit anyway, so it's always good to have that on hand. Planning on what to bring in the car. And it was funny because I was watching the video, and in the video I was like, and here's what I forgot. What I forgot. I wrote it down. I'm not going to forget it this time. So it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody, even though it terrifies me. And I'm looking forward to camping, even though that terrifies me. And I'm looking forward to hanging out in Denver, and that doesn't terrify me at all. And get some Winchell donuts on Colfax, on West Colfax. Oh my God, those are the best. That's the best donut shop I've experienced in my entire life. They make these apple fritters. And then when you order an orange juice, they got a machine that cuts the orange in half, and it juices 4 oranges per cup, and it's just orange juice, and it's fantastic. And there's a couple other places like that I want to visit. I've never been in a dispensary, so maybe I might visit a dispensary and see what's in there. And maybe I don't really have old haunts, but I might go and visit a few places. And the museums are the big thing. What else? But I'm going to try and find this place, and it's just, I'm only making this video because I can't really start a project because I need information to start the projects, and I can't really finish projects. I need information to finish the projects, and everything is just shut down. And I'm really surprised that my phone's not ringing up. I did make an announcement here in the local factory, because at night I support, we got 30 factories in the U.S., and we support all 30 of them. And at night, there's only 2 or 3 that run, and they only run, I know a couple of them will run if we're backlogged, but with COVID and everything, we haven't run into a backlog, but things are picking up again. So some of those factories are starting to run around the clock again. So I'm supporting more and more people. But yeah, I love it when a plan starts to come together. And it's sneaking up on me. I didn't realize it was the week after next. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then the last thing, just in the last minute here, I'm really leery. I was watching the Vegas die guy, and he's all about promotion. He was thinking of different ways to promote. And I've never promoted my book, other than in the treasure hunt community on forums and stuff. But that's where it's going to show up anyway. But I've never like sent out a press release or talked to the bookstore owner or did any of that kind of promotion or anything like that. But now, God, it's almost like I released a clue the other day, and there was such a flurry of activity with that release. You guys have no idea what happened behind the scenes there, where the IMs came in and emails came in, and people asked 100 different questions about, well, if that's that, then what's this, and what's this, and what's this? The kind of questions I swore I would never answer, and so it's just like, holy buckets! Do I want to promote? This is just, I've only sold 400 books, so what happens if I sell 1,000? There's going to be, exponentially that many more people trying to contact me, and I don't want to be contacted. I really don't. Just let the hunt work. I answered a lot of public questions because I think that's fair game. If you ask me in public, I'll try to answer what I can. But all these are private, and people are so sure that, and I hate the people that are so sure of themselves. They just write me and say, "Hey, I visited this location that I saw from your book, and there's nothing there. Therefore, your hunt is over, and you need to stop it." And that's kind of negativity that's like starting to come out in all these hunts. And it's funny because I don't want to write them back because I don't want to engage anybody that's contacted me privately. But I'll do a video or go somewhere and say, "Hey, by the way, none of my locations have been compromised, so the hunt's still on. So if you think you found something and you didn't, you're in the wrong area." But they're just, and I've gotten that, and like I don't look enough to even see if it's the same name. It's like, I went to this place and it wasn't there, therefore your hunt is over. You need to make an announcement that your hunt is over. And I'm like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. You're in a location that has nothing to do with my book, so forget it. I ain't making no announcements or anything, but there's just that kind of and just to think about, oh, what if that, if I sell 1,000 books, those type of people are going to come out even more. So I just keep making these videos to assure people, yeah, it's still on, everything's still there. Yeah, I know I made an assumption, like when Jenny asked me your 6 questions, like half the puzzles haven't even been, well, some puzzles haven't even been discovered yet. So it's like, yeah, you guys are nowhere near close to finding the token. So, and I've been joking lately about, hey, a good hunt should last 30 years, and I don't want to discourage anybody, but it's like, I am not cut out for this, the lash back, I just wanted to have fun. But I don't know, these are decisions I have to make, and I look at what Candy's going through, and I look at what Forrest Fenn is going through, and I was looking at some of the questions being asked, and people accusing people of lying, and, oh, this hunt is fake, and even I've questioned a couple hunts, and I don't know, man. It's just scary. It's a scary field to be in right now. But I think it'll clear up, hopefully, and the haters will get bored. And that's another thing. There's so many hunts, the haters might not get bored. They just got more targets to go after. So it's a weird field to be in. But like I said, I'm not sure how to promote or what to do. If anyone has any contacts at the Tattered Cover, let me know. And there's another bookstore with the Tattered Cover, and I wonder if I can find it fast enough. Hughes bookstore. Because there's 2 of them. The Tattered Cover. I don't even see the Tattered Cover downtown anymore. Because the Tattered Cover used to be downtown off the 16th Street Mall. And there's the 16th Street Mall, and it's not coming up on the map, so it might not even be there anymore. Capitol Hill Books. No, that's not the one either. Literally, all the bookstores I was thinking of aren't coming up. Let me try. Let me just try bookstore. Well, there's the tattered cover. So tattered cover is still there. Oh, there's two tattered covers. So maybe I just remembering them as being separate. There's the tattered covered on Colfax, and the tattered covered in lower downtown. Um, yeah, if you know anybody there, let me know. I wouldn't even know how to approach what they would expect, but might be worth looking into because I promote it anywhere. It's probably be promoted in Denver. Um, oh, look at all the places I'm gonna visit. I can't wait to get a Winchell's donut. I mean, there's just no place, and like my daughter goes on about these like Krispy Kreme and we got a new place in town. Everyone's raving about those. I'm like, these don't hold a candle to Winchell's Donuts. They just don't. So I'm hoping it's just as good as I remember. Um, but yeah, I just can't wait to visit some of these places. There's a museum where supposedly Forrest was gonna go. I don't know if I'll visit every place. I'm not really a nostalgic type of person, but I do want to visit maybe the art museum, the dam. Um, I just loved because the art museum has their modern art section, and then you cross a skywalk and you're in like the historic section. I love the historic section. It's like 8 stories of art and throughout the ages and throughout the world. Um, and the Monkey King is in there. And I always go in there and I tease the Monkey King. So yeah, that's my life. All right, I'm going to take off. I've already gone 5 minutes over what I wanted, and I got to do something with these boxes. They've been sitting here for weeks. So take care, and y'all have a good night. I can't find the button to stop this.